Welcome to our Dream It, Do It, We Can Do It videos. Today we have with us Melissa Curran from Napoleon Engineering Services. Welcome, Melissa.
Thanks, Evelyn. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're welcome. Why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about Napoleon Engineering Services and what Napoleon does?
Napoleon Engineering is a small manufacturer only in New York, and we focus on making custom and modified bearings, as well as testing and inspecting bearings for customers all over the world.
Excellent. What are they used for?
Our bearings are used in such a variety of applications, I couldn't even begin to tell you, but the majority of our bearings do go into aerospace applications. Applications like Sikorsky helicopters and Rolls-Royce jet engines and space station even, and the Department of Defense uses our bearings, as well as most of commercial space these days, SpaceX, Blue Origin.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. Right here in Olean.
Yeah, pretty cool business.
Terrific. Now, you mentioned you were office manager. What is a typical day for an office manager at an engineering firm?
So because we're a small firm, I wear quite a few hats. As the office manager, I do manage the way the office runs. So I work on making sure that we have everything we need to operate properly, including office supplies and working printers. And as part of that, I manage our IT service as well, and our HR and our accounting and finance at the same time. So again, as a small firm, I tend to wear a lot of hats. So a typical day for me is never typical. I could be fixing a computer one minute, ordering supplies the next, and balancing balance sheets at the end of the day. So it's pretty untypical, my day.
Well, it sounds like you have a busy day. So what got you interested in office management?
Well, actually, took a pretty circular route to my career. I left school after a year of full-time college when I was younger, and got a full-time job, mostly due to financial circumstances. And then I worked for about 15 years in some various capacities, mostly IT, but also finance and project management. And then I decided to go back to school. So in my 30s, I went back to school at St. Bonaventure, a local university here in Olean, and I got my degree in English. And so I was pretty proud of that. It's tough to do when you're already in the middle of a career, in the middle of a family. So yeah.
Well, English is certainly an important degree because communication skills are key with many positions in these firms.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I honestly think an English degree gives you a great, firm platform for a lot of different careers. And I'm a great example of that because I sort of have a lot of different careers at the same time. But written and oral communication, if you're really adept at that, I think you can do almost anything.
Are there any other certifications that are required of someone that is interested in office management?
No, not specific certifications. I mean, if you're talking about the individual roles in terms of IT, HR, accounting, or those various roles, there are definitely certifications you can get that can help you. There are specific degrees in all of those fields that can help you if you're interested in one or the other. But it does always help to have at least a 2-year degree. When we're hiring, we're looking for a 2 to 4 year degree, if at all possible.
Well, that's great. And actually, you do the hiring then, correct?
I do. Yep.
Are there any characteristics you're looking for?
Well, because I think in any firm there are some, and because particularly we're manufacturing, we rely very heavily on our workforce to be extremely reliable, extremely self-motivated, extremely honest. Those are the characteristics we look for. We need good team players, which is, kind of interesting in manufacturing because at the same time, we need very independent thinkers because we don't have what you might call button pushers. Some firms that do manufacturing have programmers that program machines and then people who run the machines. We don't have that. Our programmers and our machinists are in one. So we need a very high level of machinists here at Napoleon Engineering and across the spectrum of everyone we need, which ranges from maintenance to highly educated machinists to office managers and engineers, we need people who are self-motivated and reliable and educated and easy to communicate with. This is such a key.
Well, thank you. Now, one last question that I have is, do you have any words of wisdom or advice for our students of the community?
Words of wisdom. I guess from my own view, I would say, I mean, I know that you probably hear this as a teenager a million times, but I'm a great example of somebody who took a very circular path to my degree and my full-time career. And I would say, while you're young, stay in school, get as much education as you possibly can, because you don't realize how much easier it is until you try to do that with a job that you've already committed to full time and a family that you've already begun. And that becomes much more difficult. Some people do it, but I would say if you can stay in school at a young age and get the education that you want to get where you're going, do it.